So thinking about 2019, I'm optimistic. First of all, if we think about media and advertising investment growth, I mean, we're predicting around 3.6% on a global basis. I mean, clearly we're going to see huge differences. China's slowing down, so now, you know, I think we're becoming used to single-digit growth in China versus what we saw in years gone by. I think India is really interesting. Big population, forecasting their 14% growth, and I think India is definitely one of the markets to watch, and also actually a bounce back in Japan, which I think often gets overlooked. It's either the fourth or the fifth largest advertising economy in the world, so it's quite important. And I think, you know, in some of the sort of more Western markets, thinking about the US, the UK, I think the US, you know, there is a threat and a danger around inflation, but we're seeing still low unemployment. We're seeing good consumer confidence. So I think we will see follow through there in terms of advertising investment. The UK is going to definitely be marred for the first half of the year in terms of Brexit and how that manifests itself. And as we sit here in December 2018, no one is entirely sure. But if we do end up in a very hard Brexit, yeah, I've got some economic concerns about that in terms of what that might mean for goods coming into the country, and if goods can't come into the country because they get held up in customs and excise, that's going to have an impact on our clients' ability to advertise because they may not have enough product. So I think those are some of the kind of economic things. In terms of industry and what we do, I think that we will see more and more focus around transparency. So I think, you know, lots of conversation around blockchain. What is the impact that's going to have over the next 12, 18, 24 months? And obviously what we all want in the end is a very or completely transparent ecosystem, as opposed to the one today, which, you know, at times feels cloudy. I think in terms of platforms, if I think about Facebook for a moment, we talked about that before. I think Facebook is going to continue to face challenges on its core platform, but will probably be compensated for by the continued growth of Instagram. Now, probably over 1 billion monthly users. I think also the whole area around messaging is going to be interesting, whether that's WhatsApp or Instant Messenger, and I think Facebook will probably be putting a lot more focus around those areas. I think no one's quite sure how that's actually going to work out, because we don't entirely know how users, consumers, people are going to feel about that. So I think we have to tread very carefully. In terms of what we do, I mean, programmatic, so that's the buying and selling of media advertising using machines fueled by data. I think that is inevitably going to continue. So the more addressable or personalized that media becomes, the more programmatic technology will kind of support and help to grow that. And I think, you know, one of the big changes that we're looking to over the next 2 years, so I can't say how much will happen in 2019, will be some of the more traditional media like television, radio, out of home, also starting to move increasingly into programmatic trading. So those are going to be some of the trends. I think the other thing as well, we will continue to see, I think, increased growth in streaming platforms. Netflix obviously now up to 135 million users globally. I think we will see more mergers, so merging of technology and delivery platforms with content owners and producers. So if we look at AT&T, now AT&T have got the people, they've got the content. I'm not sure they have the perfect platform yet in terms of advertising. So I think they are a good example of an organisation to be watching, but many others too.